Hey, good morning. August 17th, 2020 there. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Just keep an ear, not an eye, an ear for my audio, Destiny. I turned it down a little bit so it wouldn't be so loud this morning. But anyhow, good morning. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I did. Right there on the screen, you can never complain. There is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week phone number on there that you can get information, text me, call. Also, my email address is right there, chief@veterannews.com, and all the ways you can follow me on social media. You know, I was just thinking, I was going through things this weekend, tidying up the office, okay, studio here. And you remember when your big concern for the day. Remember the eclipse? Remember the eclipse, and you were out rushing everywhere to find your eclipse viewing glasses, and people were all. That's what I feel like. We're in a moment in time with this COVID-19. Now, we're going to get very serious today, and we're going to mix it with a little bit of fun so don't everybody get bent out of shape so quickly. You know, as they say, the freaks come out at night. Yes, they do. The freaks come out at night, right? That reminds me, the Democratic, give me number 50. The Democratic National Convention starts tonight. Yes, there they are. Yes, there they are, number 50. They will be out tonight in full swing. They're kicking it off. Now, let me just say this. We're going to talk about where we are at as Republicans. I don't like to call myself a Republican. If you're new to the show, don't take that wrong, Republicans. I just don't take it wrong. Anyhow, where the Republican Party is right now in this election. There's no time to feel comfortable, but it's the perfect time to start feeling good. How about that? Write that down. That was pretty damn good. There's not the time to feel comfortable, but it's a great time to feel good about being your candidate, Donald J. Trump, your vice presidential candidate, Michael Pence from Indiana. It is the freak show will be on full display this week. Okay. This week, will they attempt to go to the center this week in their Democratic freak show event, virtual all over the world. And tonight's theme is coming together. Bringing America together from all over the world. They're going to show you why they're going to beam in Scotty over here, and they're going to beam in Michelle and John Kasich and Bernie coming together, a united party. Will they go center? Will they get in that lane? Or will you see this week, will the American people see on display just how far to the left, radical left, this party is? What will be their emotional pulls? Remember the cons? Remember the Gold Star family? They came up there with their Constitution. What will be the emotional pull for the Democrats? Will it be peaceful protest at Lafayette Park as President Trump and Attorney General William Barr dispersed the peaceful protesters with tear gas so Trump could take a picture? What will it be? Who will have... Remember, what's her name? I will get it later. You remember what's her name? The mama of what's her name? I know you're thinking, what the hell? You remember Ann Richards? Remember Ann Richards? The former governor of Texas. Remember that convention night when she sent out that big zinger? George can't help it. He was just born with a golden foot in his mouth or something like that. Remember that? Election night. What will be on the Freak Show this week? Will they go so far left? They will not denounce anything. They will not denounce. How will they explain their total loss for law enforcement across this country that they've had in the back pocket? I said this last week. I told you. Remember, I said the police chief in Seattle, the lady, her name's Best, I think it is, that resigned in Seattle. First black, historic. They are so historic with the ticket. Why, I watched all the morning shows yesterday and a historic ticket. I'm going to give Kamala this. She is brown. I mean, she's brown. I heard Willie Brown called her brown sugar because you my brown sugar. I'm brown. I don't know. Was that bad? 29 years old. Let me get on to the Freak Show tonight. Now, Michelle Obama will be out tonight. Will she reuse? Give me number 50. 51. Give me 51, right? Give me 50 or 31. 31. I'm wrong. 31, right? Give me number 31. Tonight's Democratic National Convention speakers. Look at that. They're all excited. Now, the one thing this morning, by the way, real quick programming note, at 9 o'clock this morning, my guest will be Gilmer County Sheriff Stacy Nicholson. There has been an outbreak of COVID-19 positive cases going through the sheriff's office with several deputies. We're going to talk to him directly about what's going on there. A lot of you have questions. But the enthusiasm gap, remember, it is not time to relax, but it's the perfect time to start feeling good. It's the perfect time for Trump supporters to rev it up a little bit. It's a perfect time to get ready to talk to your friends, to show the enthusiasm. Let me tell you something. On social media, I am seeing people that it's knocking me out. It's blowing me away. I'm really, that I never expected to go political. So anyhow, I told you, right? The police chief in Seattle going back there, resigning. The first black, African-American, female police chief in the history of Seattle resigned, okay? I told you that's a problem in all inner cities. They don't know what to do. The Democrats are in panic mode. Now the media will help pump up the enthusiasm. They'll pump up the volume, okay? They will try to sound excited because I watched this morning, CNN, MSNBC, Morning Joe. They're trying to sound excited. They're trying to sound excited where they are in the polls at this time. They are trying to sound excited about Joe Biden's pick, the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. If Joe Biden gets elected, you figure that. Trying everything to build some kind of enthusiasm, and it's not there. It's not there. You do not see Joe Biden's signs. It's not there. They're not excited about this at all, and they don't know what to do. The only thing they could do is attempt to steal the election. And in attempting to steal the election, Donald Trump has exposed their sinister plan, right? He has exposed what they're about to do. Now, in 2016, he could not expose what they were doing because not everybody seen this coming down the road of what was going to happen with the impeachment and Russia collusion. Not everybody. Now, when Trump sees it, he exposes it. I see it, I'm going to expose it. Anyhow, Here it is. She will be out there. Michelle O, will she say tonight? Will she say, when they go low, we go high? Here's number 32. Here she is. Boy, they're excited. They are excited tonight. Now, they love a good turn of events here. And then give me number 50. John Kasich will be somewhere on the stage. We don't know, okay? Somewhere. Former Republican governor of Ohio. Now, think about this, okay? Think about this. Did Joe Scarborough, now I want you to think this out. This is an assignment for later today. Just what it means. It could mean nothing at all. But just keep in mind, Joe Scarborough and John Kasich entered Congress about the same time. Just saying. Joe Scarborough and John Kasich entered Congress about the same time, considered the future of the Republican Party. Just saying. Joe Scarborough and John Kasich, former governor of Ohio, entered Congress at the same time and were considered two of the most conservative congressmen in the United States. Just saying. Well, we know how the story ended, right? So Kasich is a Republican, or he is considered a Republican, and they love. Kasich's going to come out and he's going to tell you what a decent man Joe Biden is. And he's going to tell you all the time he was in Congress, there wasn't a better upstanding citizen than Joe Biden. Why this country could get back its credibility worldwide, right? Credibility worldwide. And this country could get back in its standing amongst the United Nations and the World Health Organization. And decency and honor and respect can come back to the Oval Office. Oh, John Kasich's going to really just smear it out there. What a great guy Joe Biden is. And he just tried. He's going to tell you he tried hard to like Donald Trump. He's going to tell you he tried hard to give Donald Trump a chance. And then he's going to tell you, like many other unnamed Republicans, yes, he is, I know it, I just feel this, he has to go public for those that cannot. Oh, yeah. He's going to paint the picture of how many Republicans out there are really against Donald Trump, but they cannot do it. But he has to have the courage to come out at this time for them and speak for the Republicans that can't. Oh, there you go. And then you have Bernie. Bernie's going to be, he's the father, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Bernie, his daughter, right? It's like, you're the daughter I never had. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Bernie Sanders is going to say Medicare for all. He's going to say $15 an hour minimum wage. He's going to say you need to get money every week, no matter if you're working or not. Healthcare for all, Medicare for all, the Green New Deal, whatever. I need $17 trillion of your money, and Joe has promised he will come and get it. Now, the one thing I want to say, and I'm going to take a brief break and we'll come back because I want to get into Kamala Harris. I want to say this week, first of all, in the polling, okay? Let me tell you what we're going to get into. I don't trust. There's something about this I really do not trust. And when I say that, let me see. Give me number 70, okay? A shock poll. Trump surges in new CNN survey, slashes 14-point deficit down to 4. And this was yesterday, okay? Down to 4. All right. I had another one here I want to show you. Give me number 24. This is on CNN. Okay, go to 24. Okay. 50, 46. 50, 46, right there. Okay. Race between Trump and Biden tightened significantly. Now, this is a good poll. We like, no, it's not I'm trusting polls all of a sudden, all right? Because I don't want people to say, well, now you're no. But the reason why CNN didn't bury this, there's something up here, okay? There's something up. I mean, is this going to be as close as Trump can get? And then the DNC convention, it's going to blow wide open? I don't know. But I will say this, look at the poll there, and I will show you other polls. And I will tell you why I say it's a perfect time to feel good about where we're at, but there is no time to relax. You know, the one thing on the COVID updates, and let me show you this. Give me this before we go, the COVID updates. Number 37. All right, give me number 37. Take a look at that real quick. Total coronavirus deaths. United States, Brazil, Mexico, India, United Kingdom, Italy, France, Spain, Peru, Iran. Do we not have numbers on China? How do they select what countries they want to? So we have no numbers on China or anything like that. You ever notice what's missing in these little graphs they throw up really quick? The enthusiasm is not there. They don't know what to do. They are in total panic, and we will get into their total panic this morning. All right. Look at number 66. Number 66. Look at that. Thousands of boats all over the United States. Thousands of boats all over the United States. Look at that. Trump. Give me number 67. '68. I mean, how about out in the Hamptons or something, you know, a boat parade for Biden? One picture, okay? Just one picture of a Biden sign. Can you get that to me? One picture. I just want one, all right, of a Biden sign. And then also, can you get me one picture of a Biden sign, one picture of a Biden a boat with Biden's name, one picture of a barn out there and somewhere in rural America that has Biden painted on the side, just something, okay? Do you know who this guy is? Number 40, what's his number here? 49. Do you know Kevin Clinesmith, number 49? Well, you would not know Kevin Clinesmith, number 39, former FBI attorney, falsified an email to get, and they know it all the way at the top, and he was in on it, and the big guys are in on it over at the FBI. But you would not know anything about Kevin Clinesmith. Tucker Carlson, yes, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, I'll give them credit, absolutely. Rush Limbaugh, all the great one, Mark Levin. But you wouldn't know anything if you did not tune in. MSNBC? No. CNN? Any of the morning shows? Any of the morning, Sunday morning news, as they call them, news programs? Anybody touched this? No. Is the headlines this morning about the UAB, United Is it UAE, United? Let's see. United Arab Emirates and Israel. Anything about that this morning? A peace agreement in the Middle East? No. No. Just your post box. Give me number 16. I got to go to break. We'll talk. Number 16. Folks, when did your mailbox become your polling station in America? Their heads are spinning off because Donald Trump has exposed the fraud in mail-in ballots, harvesting, vote harvesting. That's all we need is somebody from campaigns going around and picking up the ballots for you and saying, I will turn them in. That's illegal. You can't. Campaigns cannot have anybody go around and pick up your ballots to mail them for you. They can't. They can't go around and offer to help fill in the ballots for you. That's against the law. Or is it? When did you find out that there's quite the disaster in the post office as they are trying to lead you to believe? When? Recently? Last couple weeks? Because I'm going to tell you, I ain't put a stamp on a damn letter in, I don't know, 10 years. I'm serious. I don't mail anything. I just don't. I'm not saying, our company doesn't mail some things. I want to be clear on that. But me personally, no. I understand that. When did you find out? First of all, we all know we supplement the post office for years. And we all know every agency there is in the United States government, the president has tried to put somebody in there to tear these things down, clean them up, make them profitable. Now, let me just say this before I go to break. Before the election, before universal ballots, mail-in ballots, before any of this, years ago, Trump said, why is the post office carrying Amazon's water for nothing? Why are you going in the hole delivering for these billion-dollar corporations? Why? Why are your rates so low that you can't make it? And you're actually the one that is making, Amazon a billionaire. Go back and look that up. It didn't just recently happen. The president just did not recently decide that, the Postal Service is financially collapsed and we got to make some major changes. And don't forget the sorting machines that they continue to tell you Trump's removing them. They are slated for removal. Every sorting machine out there in these cities, they are doing a review now to see if one needs to go to another city, if they need to reassign where they have sorting machines. But they want to lead you to believe with a lie that Trump's just going through and telling the Postmaster General, and it's not Wilford Brimley, and you may catch that inside joke, but telling the Postmaster General, just go right now and start ripping out sorting machines. Bull, S-H asterisk asterisk. I'm your host, BKP. I'll take a little break. Here's my Mondale Ferraro. Remember? Walter Mondale for America. Mondale Ferrara. All right? Button. Geraldine. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Okay, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, don't forget our guest this morning at 9 a.m. will be Gilmer County Sheriff Stacy Nicholson. We're going to be talking to Sheriff Nicholson about several things. One being that there has been an outbreak of current positive. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I messed up something. Hold on. My guest, I didn't get. I had to send something over to the studio. But there's been a current outbreak of COVID-19 in the Gilmer County Sheriff's Office. And also, I want to talk to Sheriff Nicholson about, although we're in Gilmer County, Georgia, where he's at, what he thinks when he hears what's going on in the inner cities with some law enforcement. Because, Sheriff Nicholson was last year, he was the president of the Georgia Sheriff's Association and highly involved across the state with law enforcement. So we're going to ask him a couple quick questions. Now, we're going to do two things this segment. I'm going to do two things. Trump upset everybody. Yes, he said everybody in the Democrat wacko world from de Blasio all the way through New York City. It was something he said that resonates all the way to Seattle and Los Angeles, California. Now, do I think Trump will bring in California? I don't know, but would that not be fun? Wouldn't it be fun to see a tight race in California? But you like to win your home state. Now Trump has declared Florida his home state now, but we all know he's a New Yorker through and through, as they say, and you would like to win your home state. So the other day, he said, I think New York's in play. Oh, God. Did that spin their heads off? Now, do I think New York's in play? We will see. But do I think there's something to be said about states being in play that normally are not? Yes, I do. Because first time, number 71. Number 71. Number 71, New York City Police Union. Do you have 71? Did I send it? Did I send 71? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I'd like to know if I can get 71 or did I send it? There you go. Thank you. Thank you. I send so much. Now listen, I know how I sound. I'm not trying to be mean to anyone in the studio, okay? I know I don't want to get taken here to task for being mean. NY City Police Union endorses Trump, who claims Biden would gut every single police department in America. Ooh, Trump used the endorsement speech to attack Biden, Harris, de Blasio, and Elizabeth Warren. Police Union, New York City Police Union endorsed Trump. They are fuming, okay? This does not happen, all right? This does not happen. New York City Police Union endorses Trump. A New York City law enforcement union, the Police Benevolent Association, endorsed Trump in a race for the White House as the president used an appearance before a group to rip into Democrats, okay? Speaking in New Jersey, Trump used the endorsement to attack his opponent. I was sort of hoping he was going to pick Pocahontas. She's another beauty, he said, referring to Elizabeth Warren. So pay attention to this right here. Because I told you last week as we were talking about this, I'm going to leave this short, but pay attention to this. Because I'm telling you, today is a good Monday to get up and feel good where we're at this time in the election. But don't get complacent. You're not ready to, do not relax. But it's time to get up, feel good, be enthusiastic, get ready to go, energized to win this thing come November 3rd or months later or years later, if that's what it takes. So Trump always flushes them out with his comments, and they go nuts and they talk and they tell everything, but we'll get back to that. Right there, New York City. Wonder about Chicago. Wonder if the poor people in Chicago will be tired of this by Election Day. What about Detroit? Huh? What about Seattle, where the first black female African-American chief of police, commissioner or whatever, resigned? What about that? What about over in LA, where they're cutting $1 million or something like that? How many million from the law enforcement budget there? Huh? What about that? What about where Trump's just behind? They don't talk about the polls in Minneapolis. Or is it Minnesota? Yeah. They don't talk about the polls in Minnesota. No, they don't like to talk. You ever notice Minnesota doesn't make it into the mix? They want to focus on Michigan, Wisconsin. He's down in PA. Not Minnesota. They don't want to focus on that because why? It's very tight in Minnesota. Maybe the people of Minnesota are tired of the Somali community that landed there that gave them, what's her name? Omar, right? Ayan Omar, or whatever her name is. The woman wraps her head all up in the big towel, you know. Why am I the damn bad guy? Just think of it like this. It's quick reminders. The woman that always looks like she just got out of the shower, okay? The Somali community that Obama landed right in there. Zip, 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 right in there. They have their own police department, do they not? I don't know. Just saying. All right? But they don't talk about that. Maybe the people in Minnesota are like, you know, we thought this was okay, this whole refugee thing. This is a little whacked right now. And we actually live here, so we know exactly really what happened where George Floyd is concerned and the model citizen that the media made him out to be. Maybe they're upset there. Maybe they're tired of this in Oregon. Maybe they're tired. Maybe Portland. Huh? How about that for some peaceful protest? Now, here's the other thing I want you to watch with the inner cities. Oh, the Democrats, they are pretending they're calm and cool as a cucumber. Right? They're in panic, deep panic. Here's another one I want to give you real quick. Give me number, what's, is it 45? No. 28. Give me number 28. Okay. 28. Let me make sure I have the right one here, folks. 1/3 of New York's small businesses may be gone forever. Now, I don't know if you've ever gone into the city, and I don't want you to get upset, but where I come from, we call it the city. Okay, I'm going into the city, all right? Yes, Atlanta's a big city. Houston's a big city. Chicago, Detroit, I got it. But New York City, we were going into the city, okay? And there was a time, my younger days gone by, used to like to go to the city to eat. I mean, we would never go into the city to see if we could find some neon lights of, Red Lobster, okay? I know I should never said Red Lobster, but it's not bad. It's not that Red Lobster is bad or anything like that. Just get it straight here. But we would go into the city, go to Little Italy, find a nice place, get some dessert, coffee, cappuccino, or whatever, right? An espresso, a little cheesecake. Chinatown, get some Chinese food. But the best pizza, burgers, you name it, right? 1/3 of New York small businesses may be gone forever. Why do you think Kumo's on there begging them to come home? Come home, come home. That's reason number 2 that I really think Trump's good. The American people know. I really feel good. The American people know who the hell collapsed this economy. I really feel good that they know. Now, let me say this, and I want to move on from this right here because I want to get to something else. The polling, I want to do that. All right, folks, you should have, and I'm going to just say 10 years ago, okay? You should have created a whole new kind of welcome wagon in your area. This is going to land. Oh, this is going to land. One of the biggest problems you have in your local area, let me say this, is your welcome wagon did not let the people that moved in know that we don't see things the way they see things in the place you just left. You see what I'm saying? Now you fled, took off, ran, skedaddled, whatever you want, New York. We got it. So when I get out here and I'm in North Georgia, bada bing, bada boom, and I'm bopping around, and I bump into you at the grocery store, and I can tell you from New York, I'm good. I'm good. I have no problem with that. There's no problem with that. But the problem is you need to understand, I know why you left New York. I know why you're in the mountains. I know why you want to share rural America with all of us. But damn it, you need to know that we do not want what you are bringing to the table. That's why you left. I am in fear of rural America. Now, the interesting thing is I feel inner cities are collapsing under Democratic control, and people are catching on. I really do. So I think that's going to be a very big plus for Donald Trump. Well, they're never going to tell you this. I may be the only one out there telling you that big cities may be there may be a very big, hey, law enforcement, first responders in big cities. Oh, I think they're going to break for Donald Trump. They're the silent majority. But in rural America, you and I will say myself, we should have done a better job letting the people, like realtors. Oh, I'm really going to get my ass in trouble now. Like realtors, right? We should have made sure that the realtors all had a little welcome pack at the closing table. Okay, here's the closing table. Here's the welcome wagon. They just said, I want you to know a couple things before you move in. We don't want your tax structure. We're not liberal whack jobs like where you came from, okay? You know, we don't need all your government services. And the list goes on. The biggest mistake that we have made is, it's like someone said to me one day, said, Democrats, they sure don't like us, but they sure as hell like where we live. And we didn't set that straight. We are infiltrated. I tell you what, it's a Trojan horse with more lefty liberal whack jobs than you can count right around you. All right, I got to close on that. Ooh, I'm going to get bang, bang, bang. Let's go to some polling. Let's close that subject up. Whew. All right, give me number 73. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things here. All right, we get to number 73. Okay. Now, first of all, this is your battleground tracker. This is YouGov, all right? A CBS poll. This is recent, okay? This is YouGov Battleground Tracker. And right now, as of now, today, they have Biden at 279. Now, I find it interesting that Biden's beating the living crap out of Trump, okay? everywhere. I mean, he's pulverizing the boy, but they're tracking their battleground tracker. YouGov, CBS YouGov right now has Biden at 279 in the Electoral College. Why you would think it would just be a cruise right in. No, it's not. That's all they can muster up. Now, let me show you how the CBS tracker, CBS News polling and analyst, the YouGov, all right? Now, let's go to 74. This is on the same page, YouGov, CBS tracker, okay? So this is where they get their 279, and this is why I feel really good. But let me tell you something. Let me caution you. You better ratchet it up and get your ass to work. This needs to excite you. You need to have the we can win. You know that football game that you looked over and said, we could win this thing. We could win, and we can win big. We can't win sitting on our hands. I'm serious. But it is a good day to feel, it's a good day to let's go with this. Number 74 right there. So what you have in the red, the solid red, and this is why I feel good, because this is the 279 that Biden has this morning, okay? So what you have in the solid red is the states that they're just giving to the Donald. And the solid blue are the states that they're giving to Joe Biden, and that's where he gets his 279. Now, here's the ones I like. They got Ohio in a toss-up. Ohio up there. Not going to happen. Going to go red. Boom, red. North Carolina, they got in a toss-up. Not going to happen. Going to go red. Boom, red. Georgia, toss-up. Not going to happen. Boom, red. Florida, toss-up. Not going to happen. Boom, red. Okay? Iowa, look over there. These are all the ones with the little gold around it. With the Iowa, toss-up. Not going to happen. Boom, red. Okay? Arizona. I'm concerned about Arizona going blue. So I'm not going to move it over in the red column yet. I'm going to keep an eye on it. But here's the one I like. They got Texas in the light pink because it's leaning. I always love Texas is leaning Republican. Now look, Texas is leaning Republican. They've got Georgia toss-up. So Texas, boom, red. Okay. Now let's go through the blue. Or the light blue leaning. New Hampshire, light blue leaning Democrat. I say it might go to Trump. Now, Pennsylvania in the light blue leaning, Pennsylvania leaning Democrat. I say Pennsylvania light blue, Michigan light blue. Look at them together. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and New Hampshire. All light blue. The president's going to Wisconsin today. And Hampshire, New Hampshire, you can't push those together. It's not one state. He's going to Wisconsin today. But look, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania leaning blue, okay? And New Hampshire. So there you go. 279 is the best they can muster up. Now, you have in the hard blue, Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, New Mexico, Colorado, okay, Virginia, Maryland, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, D.C., Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Maine. I'm going to flip Virginia red. I'm going to take Virginia red. I think Ralph Northam with his infanticide and take the guns and the monuments is going to be enough. But there you go. Let me show you this. They don't like, I want to go into more polling here. Here's 538, number 72. They don't want to talk about this one right here. Who's ahead in the national polls? This is Nate Silver. As you can see today, August 17th, too far out. They've only got Biden up 8.4. Okay? And let me see. Give me number, where's 70, as I showed you. Okay. 70 shock poll from CNN. Let me go to, give me number 62. NBC News Wall Street Journal poll. Biden 50, Trump 41, a 9-point spread. Let me see what I got here. Now, in the same poll by CNN, here is something else, number 27, okay? Enthusiasm for presidential vote, registered voters, okay? Race between Trump and Biden tightens significantly. Extremely enthusiastic, 53. Very enthusiastic, 19. Somewhat enthusiastic, 12. Not at all, not at all, okay? I say that between that 53 and 19, there's no comparison to what the Democrats to Republicans in enthusiasm. They're not enthusiastic, and we'll roll this out. Number 24, choice for president, 50-46, right there. So this week starts the Democrat National Convention. It's a good day. Give me number 7, because after we talk to Sheriff Stacey Nicholson, we're going to talk about Kamala Harris, okay? Number 7, all right? Kamala Harris, more liberal than Bernie Sanders. Senate record and analysis shows. Now, I want to say this. Are you ready? I don't want you to get all upset with me. Don't go right now. Are you ready for a Speaker of the House, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Now, do you think that Nancy Pelosi, that Joe Biden will be the only one that will not finish his term? Don't get caught off guard. If Pelosi can pull off the trifecta, the House, the Senate, and the White House, she's going to stay, at least for a good year. Pelosi will stay to make the transition with Joe Biden. Somebody has to stay to help the transition of Biden to Kamala Harris, or whoever that may be that's going to be president of the United States. And Nancy Pelosi wants to be that person. But as soon as the time is right, Nancy Pelosi is going to walk away. And don't get shocked that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez does not become the next Speaker of the House. Trust me, some deals are in, because Kamala Harris is to the left. Kamala Harris is the first one to have signed on to the Green New Deal with her, maybe even before Bernie. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will have the sheriff. Let me show you something else. Wait a minute. I got to show you something else. We're going to talk about this, because as far as I'm concerned, I think women in this country should be outraged with this pick with Kamala Harris. I do. Because I'm going to tell you something. Now let me just say this, because this is going to fire some people up. If some young ladies in their early 20s or late 20s, we'll give it that. If you're in your 20s, if some young ladies in their 20s was trying to get a leading role, a starring role, or their first shot in a picture, a movie picture, and Harvey Weinstein said to this young lady, do you want to be in pictures? That's right. Do you want to be in pictures? And the young lady said, yes, I would like to be in pictures. Okay. And Harvey said, let me show you how you can get in pictures. Number one, this is true, folks. You do not want your little girl going to law school, working her way through law school, working hard after school to pay her bills, and taking second and third jobs to get the career off the ground through hard work, dedication, and someone like this. Okay, let me show you number 6. I got to get out of here. See number 6. That, I think, is a 29-year-old Kamala Harris and a married Willie Brown, right? Is that his name? 60 years old. She got a couple nice jobs out of that. I'm not going down that road. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Sheriff of Gilmer County, Stacey Nicholson, will be with us.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
If you want big Chevy discounts, Days Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done with savings of $8,000 on new Chevy Equinox or up to $10,000 savings off new Silverado crew cabs. We're big on discounts and even bigger on customer service. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. And, you know, obviously we are keeping up nationally. I know you are out there. You're keeping up nationally on a daily basis what is going on with COVID-19 in your local area. We're hearing of outbreaks in schools, outbreaks in several areas throughout the country. And we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions here at FYN about several reports of outbreaks at the Gilmer County Sheriff's Office. So I contacted the sheriff and just said, hey, why don't you come on and just talk to the people of Gilmer County? And if you're outside of Gilmer County, you can learn some things also this morning in our conversation. So I want to welcome now Gilmer County Sheriff Stacy Nicholson. Sheriff, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, Brian. Doing very well this morning.
Well, let me ask you this, and let's get started right there. I asked you how you're doing, not because I open up with all guests. That's my opening, but you did test positive last week for COVID-19. Tell us a little bit about, what last week was like, how you feel now, and testing positive and some of the symptoms you've had.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, week before last, I was out at the jail meeting with some staff members, and the day after I met with my jail administrator, she became sick, and we had one staff member at the jail that had prior to that had recently tested positive for COVID-19, and so once my jail administrator became sick, the same day there were 2 other staff members that got sick. And so I started paying real close attention to myself because, like I say, because I was in an office meeting with her and some other staff members who actually have not been sick, still to this point have not been sick. But so I started paying attention to myself more so than normal, and on the weekend, I made it through the weekend, or to the weekend of weekend before last. I started getting some symptoms. Now, these symptoms were nothing specific. I was extremely tired, had some body aches, very explainable, actually, due to the activities I'd done that weekend. I played golf, and in extreme heat and all this stuff, and I just thought I might have been dehydrated. But I did take note that, hey, I may have these symptoms. On that actually the same weekend, my wife, who also works at the courthouse, she became symptomatic with a cough, nothing more than just a cough, and then I had kind of lightheadedness and body aches, and it was very, very light symptoms. It honestly, in normal times, it would not be anything that would have prevented us from going to work on Monday, but just, I guess, out of an abundance of caution, we decided to stay out of work on Monday. She had a virtual doctor's appointment on Monday, and I actually talked to my doctor on that Monday, and we just kind of decided to see how things were going to go. And Monday afternoon, we decided that we would get tested. So we actually got tested on Tuesday before last. And, honestly, Brian, I wouldn't have given you a 50-cent chance that we would test positive, because we just didn't feel near as bad as what I would have expected to. However, on Wednesday, we got the call that we both had tested positive. So we have been, just pretty much grounded ever since. Our symptoms have not changed, although I think mine are starting to wear off. I'm going on about 48 hours of feeling symptom-free, basically. She still has a cough, but other than that, no other complications or anything like that to this point. As far as, go ahead.
No, you can finish up there. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, as far and then going back to the jail staff, during this time period, of course, I had the one original staff member, I believe he was around the 1st of August, and then I had 3 the week before I tested positive. I had 3 staff members get sick, and then right towards the end of that week, 2 others. So I think we're running on a total of 7 staff members. Now, it's very troubling in that the jail is a very tight quarter work environment. Now, I will say this: the staff members at the jail for some time have been wearing masks at all times during inside the building. They have been wearing masks, and we have been really stressing, hand sanitizing and things of this nature. So to this point, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx any good luck. To this point, it has not spread throughout the staff. Now, when you're talking about a jail, you have other concerns, because you have inside the jail, you have inmates. We have around 90, I don't know exactly what the head count is this morning, but probably around 90 or 95 inmates this morning. Last week, the Department of Public Health assisted us. They came in and tested all of the inmates there at the jail. To this point, only 3 inmates have tested positive. Those inmates have not had any symptomatic complaints other than just headache and not feeling good. And they are long-term inmates. They have been there a while. So we have been working diligently on my staff. I can't say enough about the good work of my staff, of what they have done to keep everybody kind of segregated and locked down. So hopefully this doesn't spread throughout the entire jail. And so far, they have done an excellent job of this. I mean, this really kind of picked up nationwide. What about the 1st of March? And here we are at August, and we've had 3 inmates test positive, and that's not too bad at this point. If it doesn't get any worse, we'll be so thankful for that.
I got a couple questions that people out there are wanting to know what we would want to ask. First, when you met with your, and this question just comes to mind. I think people out there are going to want to know this. What is the protocol? And let me ask you this, because people keep hearing about contact tracing. When you met with your jail administrator and the next day, you found out your administrator was sick. When did your administrator, not sick, when did your administrator test positive? And why? What kind of protocol? Why didn't you go immediately and test yourself or quarantine yourself based on knowing you just met with your jail administrator and now this person's positive? What's the protocol there of contact tracing, who you're putting in quarantine with 7 different people? Now, I appreciate, and I do know you take this serious, but that's a question I think people want answered.
Well, so basically, the only way I can answer that, I can't give you possibly the exact protocol, but I can tell you from a standpoint of health care, standpoint of public safety. I mean, we have to work. We have to work. We are coming in contact with people by nature of our jobs.
Yes.
And we have to work, and until we become symptomatic, until we're symptomatic, all we can do is all we can do. Good thing is this: And this is a good thing. And I know, listen, I'm not getting into the politics, the mask or no mask, or I've got feelings both way on masks. So this is not a political statement on mask, either pro or against. But I will say this: at the courthouse, pretty much all of the employees of the courthouse have been wearing masks inside the building when they're not in their workspace. When they're outside of their workspace, like coming in, going out, going from office to office. And so I was very diligent with that, to have my mask on at all times during the building. Of course, I don't think the mask necessarily was to protect me if I had been exposed already, but certainly not to expose someone else. And but as far as I came in contact with a staff member who tested positive, but I still got a sheriff's office to run. I had to be at work until I became symptomatic, and then that's the point in time you throw in the towel and you stay your rear end at home.
Well, let me ask you this. So, has this been isolated? Have you been able to confine this to? And we do understand that through the jail population, that is probably your biggest risk. Your men and women on patrol are outside in cars, and they're really not interacting as much with people one-on-one. So we do know the jail is the concerning area for all law enforcement right now. Has it been confined to the jail and your staff there, the administrator and the staff there, or out of the 7, do we have any in patrol? Do we have any of the courthouse staff?
Yeah, I understand. I wasn't following your question, but I got you now. No, it actually all is confined to the jail staff, and that is a good thing. And it actually makes sense. The patrolmen are out and about. They're alone most of the time, or they're in pairs. The jail staff is the jail environment is by nature of itself. It's a tight-knit, closed little epicenter of whatever's going on. And so all of the staff members. Now, I will say this: I did have one staff member back at around the 1st of July when the outbreak happened. Around the 1st of July, I had one staff member that was that contracted the virus from someone out of that outbreak around the 1st of July. But that was very isolated, and no other cases until the first part of August there at the jail.
All right. Well, maybe this should be my last question. There is something else I want to talk to you about before you go today, concerning law enforcement in across this country right now. Some things going on. Out of the 7, everybody recover. I mean, I understand this is affecting everybody differently. As I talked to doctors just recently Friday, there's a difference in testing positive and being sick. There's people that test positive that never get sick. So out of the 7, is everybody recovered, including you? And even though she is not in the 7 with your office, how is your wife? Is everybody recovering?
Yeah, everyone is recovering. Three of the staff members at the jail should be coming back to work either today or later on into the week, based on when their shift would be. They are recovered. They're symptom free for a certain amount of time. No fever and all this stuff. So many days from the point of exposure. So yeah, they're coming back to work. I do have a couple. One has been a little, and some have been sicker than the others. Absolutely. You know, I've had my wife and I have both been what we would consider it to be a light case. And I don't know if there is such a thing, but it has not affected us near as bad as it's affected some folks out in the that have had it. You know, of course, you know, some folks have had it really bad, and some folks have died from it. We recognize that, and we feel very fortunate that it's not affected us that bad. Although it wasn't pleasant, I'm not discounting the fact that it's serious. It was not pleasant at all. But yeah, all of my folks are recovering. I think a couple of them did have to go to the hospital for you know, this or that. Maybe a little got scared based on what was going on, but nobody was admitted into the hospital to this point.
Okay, I hope I get this correct, but the sheriff's office is the law enforcement of the court in your county.
That's correct.
Being that and the courthouse, and have you had to notify the court system, the health department, and have you had to notify some people maybe you were around? And I'm going to say this, and I want to say this for anybody out there, you know, this is not a time that I'm really taking for people to pass judgment. I will agree. You and I have talked in the past. Our law enforcement in this country right now, the attack that law enforcement is under, the good people of Gilmer County need to know that your attitude is we got to go to work.
That's right.
And I say that, but not at a fault. So I just want to finish. I'll finish up with that. I promise to be my last COVID-19 question. Have you had to identify some people that you came in close contact with? Do you have to report it to the courts, health department, because of you being the sheriff? What did you have to do?
Well, no, I don't think I have. No, I wouldn't say that I've, you know, under a guideline have had to. Here's the good thing. Here's the good thing. Here's the good thing. From the point that I realized that I was around somebody 2 weeks ago that just tested positive, I've stayed pretty tight. I've stayed pretty tight around in my office. If I got out of my office, like I say, I was diligent to make sure that I kept my distance from people and kept a mask on. But I did notify our Chief Superior Court Judge, Judge Weaver. Talked to her yesterday, specifically about the fact of, you know, that we've got inmates. I wanted to give her the knowledge of where we were at with our inmate population, and just kind of you know, make her aware of that. I contacted the people that I was close to. Like, I had some staff members during that week that I had met with in my office. I certainly made them aware of you know, that you know, that hey, you and I met in the office, but you know, this staff member at the jail's tested positive, so, you know, just kind of, you know, keep an eye on yourself. And then when I got sick, you know, I notified those folks that I was around.
Well, let me switch gears. I got about 3 or 4 minutes, and I hope you're feeling good enough to stay with us here just another minute or two. You know, I've seen you down at the Capitol multiple times. You're very active in the Georgia Sheriff's Association. When there's a bill that affects law enforcement in this state, especially anything where that's concerned, you're down there knocking on doors of lawmakers in Georgia concerning that. And the point I'm getting to is, you know a lot of people in law enforcement. Now, Gilmer County is obviously a rural county, but I want to ask you this. The defund the police and the attitude towards law enforcement, and generally, you know, New York City is as hardcore Democrat as it can get. And then you have out in Seattle, you have it as hardcore Democrat. And recently, the first African-American woman police chief in Seattle resigned. Just, I quit, you know. Yet the other day, Friday, the New York City Police Union endorsed President Trump. What do you think about across the country from coast to coast? What's your opinion of what you hear with some people that you're friends with in other states or some of the bigger cities about how law enforcement feels right now politically? Just let us know.
I think law enforcement, whether you're in an area like Gilmer County, whereas that's not the attitude of the governing body. That's not the attitude of the citizens in this area, whether you're here or whether you're in one of those. I think that law enforcement nationwide is sick to death of this attitude of defund the police. They understand it is exactly what it is, and it's a political maneuver to try to create chaos throughout the country in order to defeat Donald Trump. That's exactly what this movement is, and that's why I feel certain that law enforcement, even in those heavily Democrat major cities like New York, that's why they're going to law enforcement. I would say a heavy percentage of law enforcement is going to endorse Donald Trump for president, because they know that the alternative is very, very bleak.
Well,
country.
You know, we know in the inner city, and again, and I'm glad you brought it up, that is not the mindset in the local area where you and I live. As far as our leadership and the people, we support our law enforcement, but you know, there are some things in the inner city that are taking place that are disturbing on all levels. They're disturbing on all levels, but instead of trying to correct or look at what the problems are, there's this massive defund anti-police sentiment out there in these big cities. And I agree with you. I tell people all the time, I said, you know, I know how these big cities are, and you got, you know, the police union in New York, and you've got these police chiefs in these major cities. They run parallel with the Democrat city council and the Democrat mayors and governors. And this is one time where I think it's going to be very big in the cities where people are going to break. Law enforcement and first responders are going to break and may endorse Trump. That's going to be shocking. What say you?
No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that statement.
Well, I'll take that. I'm going to dub that. I'm going to chop that out. So anytime I need to know the sheriff agrees wholeheartedly with me, I can just play that back.
Well, there's a first time for everything, Brian.
Sheriff Stacey Nicholson, I appreciate you very much coming and talking to us, talking to the people of Gilmer County, and that's what's important and what I try to tell people. I appreciate it. Our best goes to you and your wife, the entire staff, and everyone that has suffered through this, and we pray that each and every one will get through this and get it out of the way. And I know you struggle with especially the jail out there with inmates. So you have a good day. We wish you well on speedy recovery, and we appreciate you taking your time to talk to us.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, folks, that's Gilmer County Sheriff Stacey Nicholson, and that will also be up for you to share with your friends. I want to take a quick break because I want to come back, and I don't want to miss talking about the convention, talking about Kamala Harris and mail-in ballots. I do not want to miss that today, okay?
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
If you want big Chevy discounts, Days Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done with savings of $8,000 on new Chevy Equinox or up to $10,000 savings off new Silverado crew cabs. We're big on discounts and even bigger on customer service. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only online morning show. Well, I brought my balls out for this segment. What the hell's wrong with you people? My baseballs. I got 2 baseballs here. I like my base. I keep them right over here if you need to know. Now, this one's got a little dirt on it. This got a toss around on it. This one had a nice toss around. Had some toss. See that? A little dirt on, a little dirt. And this one here. Now, this one's number 32, and it's an autographed. It's autographed. It's an official. This is a nice baseball. It was made in China, though, but that's a tight. All right, anyhow, let me put my balls away. So, Kamala Harris. Now, they're painting her as this moderate. She is not. They're hoping she appeals to, and it is really, it's really sad because when I see, and give me number one, when I see posts on social media that talk about women in America should be outraged. They just should be. They should be outraged. Hardworking women in America, okay? And I want to say this, okay? We have several. I know of several women in their career that they've worked very hard to get where they're at today. And this is not the way they started climbing the ladder. Now, remember, and I don't want to waste all 20 minutes on this particularly, but you remember when, Kamala Harris thought we should believe Joe Biden's accuser. Is it, what's her name? Tara? Is it Tara? What's her last name? Reid? Tara Reid, right? We remember when Kamala thought we should believe her accuser. And then we have seen the men destroyed, okay? And some maybe for good reason not, but we have seen the men destroyed. We watched this woman try to destroy Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, all right? And we look at Harvey Weinstein, and I brought that up earlier. And let's say a young lady that wants to get into pictures. Maybe her first movie is not a starring role. Maybe she's not the leading lady. Are you still allowed to say that anymore? Leading lady in Hollywood? Maybe she's not a leading lady. There's no such thing anymore, right? But that's with the golden age of Hollywood, right? But maybe just a couple spots in a picture or whatever. And, Harvey let them know, hey, I can get your career going. Would you like to be in pictures, baby? Just saying. I'm not saying that's okay. I want to be clear, very clear. That's not okay. But we don't need to gush over this brown lady and put on social media the glass ceiling once again broken. I will say this, in 100 years, are you not this week are women not celebrating 100 years since the right to vote? This does not need to be your postage stamp. As Willie Brown said, lick and place on envelope here. I'm sorry. I can't help myself some days. This does not need to be the 2020 stamp of achievement for women in this country. It does not need to be. It's wrong. Everything about her is wrong. Okay? So did Kamala Harris have an extramarital affair with Willie Brown that boosted her career. Okay. Now, this is on Snopes. Is that what they are? Snopes. So I like this. There's a mixture. This is what they said. Number 2, right? Number 2. Vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris had an extramarital affair with former San Francisco mayor and state assembly speaker Willie Brown, who gave her 2 political appointments that launched her political career. They call it a mixture of truth. Some of it's true, some not. She did get 2 political appointments. That in 3 years or whatever, was it 3 years equaled over $400 and some $1,000, right? She got a lot more than that also. Willie got some things. Now, let's not get your mind out of the gutter, you know. As DA, we know Willie couldn't be prosecuted. Now, the interesting thing is if you read, okay, if you read the accounts of Willie Brown and his wife, they call her estranged, that they have not been together for years. Here's number 4. Here's an event where Willie Brown, and this is not a lot of years ago, 2 circles there, one being Willie Brown's wife and the other one being Kamala Harris in the audience. Here's the kind of guys that Willie Brown hangs out with. Here's Bill pointing out, Willie. Do you have number 5 up? All right. Is that 5? Number 5. There you go, 5, yeah. Are you telling me it's that little girl down there? Are you telling me when she is 29 years old and you're 60? I got to give it to you, man. Give me a high five. I tell you what, Willie. I tell you what, I thought my whole cigar thing and Monica Lewinsky, brother, you got me beat. That's old Bill Clinton pointing out, right? Here it is, number 6. Here's Willie Brown with his tenderoni. Just saying. Yes, he is 60 years old. And the brother got his 29-year-old little arm candy there at the dinner. So, yes, she did sleep her way into a position that the media won't touch. They will not touch it nowhere. Because this woman is not the shining example you want to make. This woman is everything that was wrong with Harvey Weinstein and the women involved that were trying to get in the next Harvey Weinstein production. Sorry, don't cuss at me. You can get mad all day long. All right? This is the woman that said we need to believe Joe Biden's accuser. Just saying. Now, we also know that Tulsi Gabbard beat the hell out of her in a debate one night and called her out. Because you remember I played last week for you on the Breakfast Club where Kamala Harris was yucking it up about huffing and puffing and getting high and rolling down the street sipping gin and juice with Snoop Dogg. At the same time, she incarcerated Joe Biden, okay? Black America. Joe Biden not only was leading the league in his legislation that proved to incarcerate black males in America, he has teamed up. I mean, they are a duo where that's concerned. She had no problem incarcerating, what was it, 1,500 black young men for marijuana use while she was yucking up and laughing about it just not long ago. But number 7, Newsweek, Kamala Harris more liberal than Bernie Sanders state record analyst show. All right. And I want to get, here it is in that article. There you go. Okay. Here it is out of that article, number 8. I'm going to pull up something else. Okay. All right, number 8. There you go. Thank you. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden picks for his vice presidential running mate. Democratic California Senator Kamala Harris was ranked as being more liberal than Democratic Vermont Bernie Sanders, the congressperson often considered the furthest left within the Democratic caucus. She was first to sign on to the Green New Deal. Everything as you know it changes. Everything? Yes. You better get ready, okay? Because it's going to be a little government electric car if it can get to your house in the woods. Now, they'll allow for some petroleum guzzling vehicles to be four-wheel drive to get to you and I in the rural areas so they can find us, okay? Because they will just ping our phones and find us. Oh, hell yeah. You're hiding all right, okay? But that being said, the Green New Deal, everything changes for you. And this will only come to pass. You're going to have the little Poindexter with a clipboard, okay? And it's going to be an electronic clipboard. So when they push on the buttons on the pad and scroll to the next sheet, it will already be downloading the data. Well, it's my private property. Wait till the Green New Deal comes in, okay? And the government comes out to your house that you live in, that you're paying a mortgage on, or you paid for it, and now you're paying your taxes. You never quite own anything in this country. And they give you a list of upgrades for your property that you must meet immediately or have a fine. Well, that'll never happen. I don't know who you are to say that something like, no, and Obama and Biden would not penalize you $1,500. You would not get a fine for not buying health insurance. Well, come to think of it, I understand there. Right. In the Constitution there, it says you can't do that. So what did the mandate ended, but how did, anyhow. So if you don't believe me, you just wait and see. Kamala Harris is so far left. She was the first one to sign on to the Green New Deal. She is the first one to sign. She is signed right on. And there's a list. I don't have time to go through the list of legislation that she's been involved with, sponsored, or pushed. Slept with a married man at 29 years, a 60-year-old married man, okay? Mayor of San Francisco, California State Assemblyman, a lot of power, got her 2 jobs that equaled over $400,000 plus perks. We don't have time to go into that. She's done that in her life, okay? She attacked Brett Kavanaugh and tried to destroy his life. Yes, she tried to destroy Brett Kavanaugh's life. And then once he was confirmed, was looking for ways to impeach him. You need to get that straight with this woman, okay? She's evil. Evil to the 10th power. Because we know Joe Biden will not be president. Well, he'll get elected. I think he'll get. No, he will not serve as president. They will figure something out. I promise you that. And Nancy Pelosi will stay for the transition into the White House. Okay. They're working on some things now. They got a grand master plan. The Democrats always have a plan. I'm telling you. So now she's the most left, the Green New Deal, and you will pay for it. And they will come out and change everything about how you live, all right? Number 9, you remember when Ben Sasse, okay, number 9, Ben Sasse is putting senators on record over stance on infanticide, okay? Remember that? So Kamala Harris, man, I did not get everything in I wanted this morning, but Kamala Harris, they put her on record. Let me see if I can get it here. We asked Democrat senators if abortion is ever immoral. They said, okay? Republicans were only able to get 3 Democrats to vote in favor, crossing party lines to vote for the bill, while the 3 Republican lawmakers did not vote. Republicans were 7 votes short, just 7 votes short of passing the bill, and what Donald Trump called one of the most shocking votes in the history of Congress, okay? Now, I don't have those 3 Democrats that moved over, but, okay, Democratic California Senator Kamala Harris in 2020, a 2020 hopeful who voted against Republican Nebraska Ben Sass's bill, would not say if abortion was ever immoral. I think it's up to a woman to make that decision, and I will always stand by that, she told the DCNF. I think she needs to make that decision with her doctor, with her priest. I want to know what damn priest is helping you make the decision to have an abortion, especially after birth, with her spouse. I would leave that decision up to them. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's see. There's Blumenthal, Bloomin' Idiot. Anyhow, right here, infanticide. You know, Ben Sass put a bill on the floor of the Senate and just wanted the Democrats to have to go on record. At what point would they end murder? Well, what point would morality kick in? What point would they say this is wrong? At what point would they say, stop, I can't take it anymore? And for Kamala Harris, there was no point whatsoever. You see, Ralph Northam, the governor of Virginia, we have on audio, right, saying after the baby is born, okay? Sanctity of life, protecting the unborn. For years, people have been out there fighting for the unborn. We are now at a point in this country that we are desensitized some that at the point of birth, a doctor is not required. This bill that you see here would have required a doctor to administer care in a way to save the baby's life. The baby is on this side of the birth canal. It would force a doctor to be just that, a doctor, and save the baby's life. And not make it to where the doctor finished off the child by mutilating it and killing it. Not that it's not murder, you know, an hour earlier. So Ben Sass wanted to know, where would you stop? Where would you call it murder? Where do you think a doctor needs to pick up and care? If you have a botched abortion, that's what happened in admitting rights. A doctor, abortion doctor having admitting rights. Didn't happen. She is as liberal as they come. She's as evil as they come. She is to me, I think it's a very sad day for women in America that are posting that you have let this get out of hand. That's what I'm going to say. If you are posting this morning that the glass ceiling for the historic ticket, it's a disgust and disgrace. It just cringes when you watch all of the Sunday morning shows and you listen to all of these people come out and want to say, Historic ticket. Historic ticket. You know what? They're right. They are correct. And Donald Trump, you should run with this. It's a historic ticket. It's history in the making. History in the making. It's a historic ticket because they are the two evil. Biden said, Bernie, they brought Bernie on the morning shows yesterday. Bernie said, it's very possible that Joe Biden, with us putting the pressure on him, could become the most progressive president in our lifetime. And he picked who else? It is historic. Murder babies. Don't care if a doctor tries to save a baby's life. There's no point that you wouldn't kill a baby. Kamala Harris slept with a 60-year-old man at 29 years old to get a job and to get further in your career. Okay? Tried to destroy Brett Kavanaugh's life. Signing on to the Green New Deal, wanting to take America's healthcare system away and put it under a one-size-fits-all. Number 11, let me wrap this up. Portland police declare riot, use smoke to clear the crowd. Okay. Number 12, Trump says, I'm going to look into it. I didn't get the vote by mail. I know you're freaking out. I didn't get the vote by mail. Okay. LA, number 15, LA schools launch huge test contact tracing program. Number 18, our scare moments of the day. Schools in North Carolina and Georgia struggle with reopening safely. Number 20, Dems scramble to thwart United States crap. Reductions ahead of election. Number 21, Postal Service backtracks on reductions ahead of election. Okay. Let me see if there's one out here I really want to get to. Want to make sure. Okay. They are excited, folks. Number 26, we're going to go with this. Democrat National Convention tonight at 8. Michelle Obama, Bernie Sanders, and Andrew Cuomo. But you see, Michelle gets the big letter. She's the headliner. The marquee out front at Vegas. Michelle Obama, like Frank Sinatra and then Sammy Davis Jr. She is top of the marquee. They say the freaks come out at night. Number 29. Biden campaign statement. This sideshow is a pathetic attempt to distract from the fact that Trump's presidency stands for nothing but crisis, lies, and division. 10 o'clock, let me close with this. Biden won't come out of the basement. Now, stay with me. I'm going to close with this. Biden will not come out of the basement. This is a terrible mistake. The American people know if they can go to Walmart. The American people know if they can go to Walmart. They can go to the grocery store. The American people know if they can get out of the house, put on a mask, and go into the courthouse and, pay their tags. Go get their driver's license. Americans know if they can go stand in line to get a registered. Americans know if they can go do all of that, they can go vote. So the post office is not playing for legitimate voters. It's exposing the postal outcry is exposing the corruption, but it's not bothering the legitimate voter. Trust me. We'll get into that tomorrow. Second, we know if we can go out and do things, and the president can go out and do things, and he can live to talk about it, and the press, the American people are seeing Donald Trump, as even Chris Wallace said it, the American people and the press themselves, they don't know how longer they can do this, stay in the basement, run out the clock. But they know if Donald Trump can take questions 7 days a week, okay, 7 days a week from the press on anything, Are you going to pardon Snowden and bring him home? I don't know. I'm looking at it. Are you going to do this? I don't know. I'm looking at it. But if he can talk for 30 minutes a day to the press and no setup, you can tell the press get to ask any stupid question. The American people know Biden can do it too. Here's the takeaway. And I know it's already after 10 o'clock, but here's our takeaway of the morning. The Biden campaign is so stressed out that they're staying in the basement. You ready for this? The whole Democratic Party campaign nationwide is in a basement, folks. That's right. Because if the big guy can't come out and answer a question, and he can't come out and he's going to follow the science, guess what? I'm in North Georgia. I keep getting emails every day for me to join a meet and greet for a Democrat candidate, or for me to join a town hall with a Democrat candidate locally. They won't even go to a local outdoor park. Saturday was 90 degrees. Sunday was 90 degrees. Democrats could have had in North Georgia a barbecue outside, open in a park, and let their candidates talk. No, they went on TV at night for Zoom and joined them for a town hall. Take advantage of this, Republicans. Go after it with both feet. Put your feet on there. Go after it, because Joe Biden and his fear of them, the fear that Joe Biden will be exposed with real questions by the media, with his failing, cognitive functions, can blow this whole thing wide open, and they don't know what to do about a debate. Trust me, they don't know how to handle the debate. But what they have done is they've shut all Democrats all over the United States down because they're following the science. This is your chance. Take us out of here. I'll see you tomorrow morning.